What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 15 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Malekith and Naggarond Inc. campaign. Attention Naggarond Inc. workers. With the recent set of company acquisitions, the size of the workforce has increased. Our beloved Tyrant CEO has decreed that only the weak require a shared workload. As such, ritual combat will be held in the break room. The victors will be given the privilege of continuing to work. Anyway, as we saw last time, we had company mergers and acquisitions as the Cult of Pleasure and whatever Malice's faction was called have joined us. So Malice and Morathi. Morathi already on the field and Malice to be on the field in the next turn. Fantastic. That's two lords, not quite for the price of one, but basically for the price of one, essentially, because the Confederation debuff got overwritten, and we now only have two to go, Rikarth and Lokir. Will be a little bit of a while before we get that up and running, but probably sooner than you'd think, because we gain a lot of Witch King's authority now via our major settlements. But anyway, in terms of what we got to do this time, well, the first half of the episode's probably going to be fairly admin heavy, as we have to deal with our new acquisitions in order to essentially, maybe not min-max, but at the very least fix what the AI did to all the structures. And then afterwards, we'll try to find ourselves some battles and hopefully hold on to our new acquisitions as well. I haven't yet downloaded the, well, I actually have downloaded, but I haven't activated the one-button respec mod. I was about to, and then I saw that there was a lot of, there were a lot of comments in the mod itself on Steam, people saying that it was causing a bunch of crashes, and that had me concerned. For those using the mod right now, are you guys having any trouble with it? Is the mod causing crashes? I mean, we could probably go an episode or two without it, but we will need it for Morathi and Malice, I'm sure. Anyway, let me know if anybody has experience with it. Otherwise, I'll try to deal with it myself, or wait for an update. I don't know, we'll see, depending on if it works or not. Anyway, in terms of moves, well, let's do the moves first, then we'll deal with the buildings, because it's going to be a hassle, a heck of a hassle. Our money has also dropped from 10,000 gold per turn to 2.5k, which is kind of untenable in terms of getting our economy flowing. So first of all, Moransty, you're going to transfer some forces to Admiral Yorn here.
What do you seek?
Like so. And let's say, alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give him 4 Reaper Bolt Throwers, and we're going to give him 4 Dark Shards. A little bit different than what I was originally planning, because we need to save money right now. Then, Fern Harvest, you're at 1 loyalty. We're going actually to... Oh, we can't delete you. Okay, well, that's annoying, but you're also a single unit, so it's unlikely that we really need to kill you. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll take out, I don't know, units like this, including the Ice Blades, because it would be faster for them to be re-recruited in Morathi's forces, and I don't want to pay for all of these basic units. Morancy, you're going to move towards Fern Harvest, or in fact, Fern Harvest can move here, and if she rebels, well, we'll have Morancy kill her, but otherwise Admiral Yorn will be ready to function by himself. Morancy, you will also no longer need this stuff when we delete you, but I guess we'll do that next turn. Admiral Yorn, you can be upgraded to the next tier of Black Ark as well. Fantastic. The third tier will allow us to get at least shades and artillery. So if we send you down to Malekith, he'd be able to recruit his artillery on site rather than bothering to ferry them over with Morancy, which will be a little bit less dangerous, but we can also recruit artillery with Malekith down near Cult of Pleasure territories. So both ways would probably work. I just want to double check. Yeah, we still wouldn't be able to recruit Blackguard of Naggarond here, or Executioners or anything like that at our current levels, which means we'll have to recruit the Blackguard out of Naggarond, the Executioners out of Harganeth, and then, as somebody pointed out in the comments, the Cav for Malice probably out of the Hag. We shall see if he can hold on to it, but I guess we could always resummon him here if those territories are in trouble. Anyway, that's good. Then we're going to send Admiral Villal in... Wait. You know what? First of all, you are going to grab Shagrath. Low casualties. I feel like there was a reason why I didn't auto-resolve. This was probably because of the damage. Nah, it's not that bad. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to Occupied rather than Loot and Occupied because we don't want to be dealing with the public order anymore. We're also, next turn, most likely, either next turn or the turn after that, going to fight another quest battle because we'll need it to counteract the negative public order that we have right now. Admiral Valal, I want you to actually march stance over here, and because you'll be transferring some of the stuff over to Hellebron. Not the Bolt Fiends, though. I haven't decided who we're going to give those to. Maybe to Malice? Mostly because we have them here, and we're kind of drawing closer to him. Either way, go here. Jaden, I'm not sure that you're necessary anymore. Well, I guess if Recruiter Rivaris recruits Harganeth Executioners, and maybe we can still get some good use out of this. Okay, fine. Then Jaden, we're going to march stance you out into this territory. Tech Thief, you can also march into this territory. We got a lot of new sorceresses and other stuff as well that we're going to have to figure out what to do with, and probably steal a decent amount of tech. Alright, we're up to 4.1k, getting there. I'd like to get it up to at least 6k or something along those lines, because we'll need all the money to get our economy to counteract the new acquisitions. Alright, Admiral Yorn, you can't move right now, can you? Yeah, no, just Dread Expand for the next few turns, or one turn rather, not few. And then we'll send you down to help out with Malekith. We haven't spotted Tyrannok yet either, which is great. And ooh, once again, speaking of Black Arcs, how about... Do we have any... Yes, we do! Yes, Admiral Leech, we have a new Black Arc. What level are you at? Probably low, I would imagine. But still, free Black Arcs, huh? It disappeared. Oh, don't tell me it's bugged. Oh, no, we can still recruit you. Alright, we're gonna get you on the field. All Black Arcs will be useful. And you're rank 10. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, you don't have your revered name of power or your martial name of power, but you do have Dreaded Slaver. Yeah, we're gonna need to reset you. This is kind of a weird... you really need to be having Line Breaker, although it's not like Dreaded Slaver is horrible. I don't know, I'll think about it. Might not be necessary for this guy. Semi-necessary. Either way, we have to get the name of power. What do you... Okay, this is interesting. What do we have here? You're able to get Sisters of Slaughter and Witch Elves already. You have the Slave Hold, which in fact probably needs to be upgraded immediately, and so does the Dark Elf Residences. And we can actually upgrade you to the next tier Black Arc immediately, but... You know what, at 6k, we may want to hold off on that one. The weird thing about you is you don't currently have the basic structure maxed out, which you will need, but you also have some unnecessary stuff. It's not that and I also don't know what the heck is up with this. This arc might be bugged, and it still will need Black Arc support abilities, so that means we probably can't have you here. And we basically need to choose between the Witch Elves, depending on if we send you north, or the Shades, depending on if we send you south. I mean, that's a pretty darn far away. I don't know, we can always rebuild these. Either way, Black Arc support will be more important than those things, so let's build you up like currently, and wait, when's our next Black Arc coming in? 10 turns, alright, gotta get these things up and running. Hopefully we'll have a proper Reaving fleet by, I don't know, turn 70 or so, and hopefully all of our armies will be ready by then. Alright, so that's that, and Malekith, weren't you sieging something? Yes, Bleakhold Fortress, let's auto-resolve you as well, looks like nobody will die. Malekith's army also really needs a retool. We have too many basic troops here, but we're just starting to get the capability of getting them back up and running. Hey, a Forbidden Rod. Nice find. A nice find, Mally. Those are always useful. And then we can take out the Forest of Arnheim and Morlana and this faction for good next turn. Can we talk to the Bleakholds? Yes, we can. We are going to... I guess we could do all of these agreements. The thing is, we could betray them later if we really wanted to. And I figure right now, just let them deal with the High Elves, and if the High Elves start attacking them, we'll kill them, and if not, well, we'll see. Yeah, just do it. It's fine. Yeah. Honestly, trading partners are also really useful for us right now, and 5.2, not bad. And there's another thing that I'm thinking of. Maybe we don't want to attack Norska. I was thinking of taking Norska over, but do we really actually care about it? Maybe we use Norska as a buffer area between the Empire and the Chaos Wastes to the north, while we essentially sally out of Ulthuan and out of Albion instead, while Norska does its own thing, which would mean trying to keep friendly with Throggy, which would mean... Probably, no, not maybe Reichland. Let's try Ice Court and Non-Aggression Pact. Alright, I don't know how long this will last, and he doesn't like us very much. Main threat Naggarond, but that might change. So Morathi has an ability to get bonus relationship with Norska, so we may have to make use of that. Join war against the Ice Court. I doubt we'll be seeing them anytime soon, although they could try to attack Malice's holdings, but we'll see. Alright, that is looking good. Next up, we have you guys. Okay, you can't move. Are you of any use? Cruel? You're okay, but Determined? No. Okay, so these guys can die, or in fact, Morathi can kill them. Morathi, go into Iron Spike. I'm not going to bother with you. You, however, have a decent enough stack that I think we may actually get some use out of if we keep it around. And you have a bunch of heroes, and ooh, they have a bunch of items. You know what? We're going to take all their items, because we will spread them around ourselves, and I'd like to, you know what we have going on. Overseer, this should probably be given to a lord. I'll figure that out in a bit. Can you move into Sildrator? Or wait, you know what we could try to do? Maybe we could actually prevent you from rebelling rather than bothering with you. You are rank 9, which ain't bad. You do have Harpies of Naggarond, but who knows? Maybe what if you get like a Harpy buffing power? I'd rather to wait until you get to rank 10. So, we're going to take your Fencer's Blades and your Scepter and then everything else. You're already at 0. You can't go below 0. Then, and I didn't mean to zoom in on you, then we're going to give you some garbage that we don't care about, like, well, okay, let's go to gray items. Okay, not the Tormentor Sword. Here, have a Dragon Helm, a Relic Sword. We'll take these away once the loyalty is more or less fixed. Scepter of Stability, sure. Obsidian Trinket, sure. And, damn, that hasn't gone up to 2. Well, we just need enough. Do we not have any enchanted items? Sabioth. Who are you? You're an assassin? A bunch of heroes have a bunch of stuff. Need to not take those away. Alright, fine. You can have the Ruby Ring of Ruin. Yeah, there we go. Up to 2, and then we'll give you some ancillaries that we may not care about, like, for example, an Evil Choir Master. Do you want to hold on to the Factor, or should we actually give that to somebody who... You know what, I just hold on to the Factor for now. We'll probably give it to somebody else afterwards. Overseer, not to you. Slaver. We need to give Slaver to somebody who will... Wait. Yeah, we need more of these. Use the Murder Captives. We really need more of these. And High Elf Slaves, Moranci, Ava. Moranci, you don't need this. Take it from Moranci. Ah, there we go. Up to 3. That's better. Not a crazy amount better, but it's... reasonably better. We're not giving you a blood banner just in case you rebel. Well, you're not going to rebel at 3 loyalty anyway, so that's good. Impending defection. Yeah, so we'll see if the loyalty rises, because we still have 1 more turn of Sacrifice to Authority. Here's hoping. You can enter Sildrator so that you don't suffer attrition, and everything else here looks good. Now, turning towards the buildings. First of all, the ancient city of Quintex is quite militarized, or the Titan Peaks, rather, are quite militarized, and we're going to keep them that way for now, and just because they're already at a high tier, we'll be deleting most of this stuff here in favor of putting it on Black Arcs and in military provinces, which are better served being the Lizard provinces, because they're negative control areas anyway. If there's anything we need to get rid of here, not really. We will put you, however, into Demand Highborn Hostages, and then in this place then, not in Titan Peaks, but in Ashen Coast, we will not be needing you, or you, or you. Or... yeah, Slave Pen's not needed, and... do we need the torture posts here? I mean, it's a little bit of bonus control, but it's really not enough for us to be concerned with. I don't think so, at least not in this particular settlement. We do, however, want to build you. Exotic Animal Tamer, and we'll build Iron here. We can keep the city tunnels, though, because of the... anti-corruption. We will need to deal with it, and Morathi is certainly causing quite a bit of it as well. Yeah, so our public order, minus 10%. Yeah, so the ancient city of Quintex, as I recall, it used to give you a thing where it made you either immune to Slaaneshi corruption, or... No, it made you, like, not care about corruptions as much. I don't remember if it was faction-wide, but it might have been faction-wide, but, yeah, now we don't get anything out of it, do we? Of that nature, anyway. Which means we'll still have to deal with the massive negative public order. Oh well, we'll deal. Everything else I think here is fine. I guess we could keep upgrading these things, but I might actually uncollect the income in this province shortly, so I'm going to hold off on investing in it, at least for the current time. I also noticed that you didn't build obsidian in the ancient city of Quintex, but we are not going to delete the halls of ravaging for now. And also, Marathi, you're going to need artillery, which means Evil Lyn, we're going to have you build 2 artillery pieces. And Marathi probably wants some Medusa, but at the current expense, I think we'll hold off. Just give her a couple of artillery pieces. And she'll be using a lot of shades and the Doomfire Warlocks and all that sort of thing. But I don't want to overinvest while our economy is a little bit flagging, and because of, well, because of the Confederations. Anyway, there is one more territory plane of dogs. You don't need the halls of mustering. You do need the demand highborn hostages. At least your corruption is dropping, but it's going to take a while for it to normalize. And the growth here is relatively low, so I think we're actually going to start with the Dark Elf Manors here instead. Okie dokie. Temple of Adaoth, we do need to upgrade you, or no. We are going to rush Val's Anvil, and we're going to immediately upgrade you to Tier 3. I'm actually considering rushing you as well. We do have the construction cost reduction here, yeah? Yeah, we do. 750 slave cost, but that sweet, sweet upkeep reduction faction-wide. Yeah, you know what? Rush that. We just gotta make sure we don't lose Val's Anvil. It was very expensive. Okay, and we will build a Temple of Val. I think we can hold off on rushing it for a couple of turns at least. I don't want to go overboard, but, you know. We will probably also want to make this province defensible. We can't afford to lose Val's Anvil. I guess the question is whether anybody can land near it. This is all unlandable cliffside. Enemies, I think, can land at the mouth of the river, but I'm not 100% on it. And, okay, this is all actually safe. Yeah, actually, the coast here, the bleak coasts, are not great landing points, so maybe we're actually safe at Val's Anvil. So for now, just build the Artisan's House, and then we'll see. Okay, next up, Malice's territories. You also have issues. First of all, Avashas, you're going to rebel. We're not going to take any items from you. We're not going to give you any items, rather. We're going to summon... Let's say Furion again, a Beastmaster, who we will next turn simply replace with Malice as he gets back up and running. Avashas, you're going to transfer these units to Furion, and then if you rebel next turn, well, then you will die. Killian cannot move. I'd actually like to get her forces here as well. We can't delete them after... Oh! We can disband the heroes. Oh, wow, there's a level 25 hero here. Huh. Cunning, eh? And Soul Blaze. Well, I don't particularly like Soul Blaze, but we'll probably still make use of you and give you to Malice. Ava and Girothon, are you guys okay? Aggressive is kind of meh. But we'll keep these guys here for now, just for the additional units. Next up, Bilious Cliffs. We'll need to build defenses here and probably not collect the income for now. Yes, we need all the income we can get, but it's not crazy critical. We don't need Shades in Malice's territory, so we'll get rid of that at the Cliff of East and replace it with Tusks. We'll keep the Doomfire Warlock building just for the Dark Riders, I think, for a little bit. But I'm not going to do anything crazy in terms of investment. And let's go demand highborn hostages here as well. Public order is about to be minus 18. Which is pretty crazy. Even the quest won't be able to counteract it very well. We may need to pop some public order diktats. Distinct possibility, but we'll see. Anyway, that's Malice's territory. Wait, did he only have those? Wait. No, he also had the Twisted Towers, which had this building. Yeah, you know what, that's fine. Let's build the Slave Gate there as well to defend it. Really, probably every single territory in the north and the way up north will need defenses. It's just all too close to the coastline. Well, maybe not these ones here, but certainly all of these. Yeah. It'll be interesting trying to defend these. Alrighty, anyway, let's see what needs to be critically made. So first of all, the Temple of Cain and... Oh yeah, okay, we're gonna have to go for the slave drive here. Temple of Cain for you. And with you having built that, Steven Segalis, you're gonna move down to Naggarond, where we will be building our next Temple of Cain. Then, did I also give you a bunch of... No, I did not give you a bunch of. You need a slaver. You need an overseer. You don't have a High Elf slave? Let's take that from... not Evil Lyn. Weapon Strength and Fighting High Elves. Malekith? Maybe. Ava... Okay, you don't need this. And we got room for 2 more. Factor, Evil Choir. Oh, yes, get the Evil Choir Master, and is that it? Degenerate Kettle Drum. Every time. These guys make me laugh. Morancy Seraph. Seraph, I don't think you should have that. Seraph is one of the ones that was at 0, unless I'm mistaken. And, oh, Hellebron probably also doesn't need those, but we'll deal with it afterwards. Let's deal with this for now. Next up, we can't build anything here, but we can build another... Ooh. We could actually build a Dreadman's close up. We could start on that execution block, because it gives us 100 slaves. I did warn you guys that this would be fairly admin first part of the episode, but we'll normalize afterwards. We can build a Harpy building here. What does this do? Tower of Dark Rituals. Black Arc Growth Cumulative. That's not bad. Cumulative growth is going to be very, very useful, but we can also get cumulative growth out of technologies as well as... Recruit rank +1 for Black Arcs and income from Black Arcs as well, eh? What was I saying? We can get cumulative growth from Black Arc Reavers, which also have a skill that allows that. I feels like it's a little bit on the expensive side for what it offers us at the current time. We can get the arena here, but our public order will probably be good. We can... I'm still tempted to say that we're probably best off getting execution blocks here for the 100 slaves, but that'll be when it's tier 5. And oh, wow, you are growing extremely quickly. You're actually going to reach tier 5 soon. You know what? Fine, just build the execution blocks. And I'll figure out what to build there otherwise later. Titan Peaks, we're ignoring you. Iron Foothills, Naggarond, yes. Most definitely need you to be upgraded. Let's go for the slave drive again. And this is why I didn't want to overuse the... on the slaves right now, because we're going to run out quickly at this rate. Also, I don't believe you actually need the slave pens here. We're going to replace it with a military structure. The place is going to be pretty militarized. It is Naggarond. After all, Clarkarond, we will upgrade you. And nothing else here. Granite Hills. Yes to the monoliths being upgraded. Oh, we need to pop another slave drive. Okay. Damn. Alright. Stonemason's Workshop, and yeah, you might as well build the guild halls, and you know what? You might as well build the slave slums as well. It's not going to be a crazy amount of a benefit, but it'll still be lots of public order, which we're going to need to fix down to 4.5k. Starting to lose money. Iron Frost, let's upgrade the guild halls, yes. And do we want to build the slave slums here? Not crazy expensive. And just do it. And just do it. At the very least, the slave slums will also give us the slaves used by buildings reductions, so... you know, save us money in the long run. Malice's territories will not be built up as yet. And the rest of this, I think, is good. Wait, why did we not collect income here? Minus 14. Okay, I can somewhat see why, but I still think we probably should. And there we go. You know what? I know it's expensive. We're going to rush Val's Anvil. Oh my lord, that gave us 2,000 gold per turn. Oh, fan-frickin-tastic. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, I mean it's genuinely fantastic. Yeah, this is why I wanted to rush this building so bad. 8% upkeep faction-wide. Oh, love it. Thank you, Val's Anvil. I think there's an achievement for getting all 3 Val's Anvils, which, you know what, in this campaign, we should be able to do, because we're going to be fighting against the Wood Elves and the High Elves, so we'll have Val's Anvil here, and the one here as well. Beautiful. Alright. I don't know what the other Val's Anvils do for us, but I doubt that it's another 8%, because that would be insane. Anyway, with that, we're basically out of money, and we're, I think, ready to end the turn. I attacked what needed to be attacked. Let's see who now rebels. Did I check? 1 second. I wanted to check the heroes if they had items that I didn't take away from them. You have a Bale Fiend, but that's fine. You guys should have items. You have a okay, you can hold on to the Bale Fiend. You don't have items. You don't have items, and... do we actually want to risk you rebelling? You know what? I don't want to risk you rebelling. Let's make the heroes leave the army. Maybe she'll rebel, maybe she won't, but... we shouldn't be losing a level 25 hero for that, that's for damn sure. Alrighty, and then Furion, you'll be replaced next turn. Fantastic. Skip, skip, skip. Outpost available, skip for now. Diplomacy. Seducers of Slaanesh, hello. Ooh, yes, trade. Trade with the Seducers of Slaanesh. And how much money will you give us for all this? I don't actually care about allying with them, and they'll probably be dead soon, but hey, this is money, and it'll be money that'll be flowing for a while, so go for it. Not gonna go for the defensive alliance with them. I'm 99% sure Nakari will be dead before long. Heralds of Ariel and the Decadent Host want a piece out. That's not going to happen. 8.5k money is getting better, and, well, we could probably build more stuff. I'd like to get a fight going, so we're going to end the turn and just proceed. Alright, hopefully I didn't forget anything or everything. We'll see who rebels now. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, we did reach the requisite 300 likes and 30 comments threshold, so we'll be doing 2 episodes these 24 hours, and keep it up, guys, if you want to see it updated, the campaign, I mean, faster, or continue to be updated faster and all that. 330 still stands is what I'm getting at. Anyway, where are the rebellions? Alright, first of all, we have... yeah, we're not giving you that money. Morel, oh, right, we were going to allow you to die, weren't you? Huh. You had a Supreme Sorceress in your army? I don't remember. Morel the Dark Crag. Well, either way, leave them to their power struggle. Evelyn. Loyalty -1 down to 2. Or we give you 2.5k. We're not giving her 2.5k. Even for 3 loyalty, I don't think so. We could just give her items or have her win some stuff, maybe? Although, this will completely fix her loyalty, to be fair. On the other hand, if she just decides to rebel, we could just give her army to another lord, so I'll leave it unsown. Oh, I probably should have given that a read. Yes, another Satchel of Potions, you gotta be kidding me. A Recruiter of Varus, I know that this is gonna hurt your loyalty, but we've had the Satchel of Potions before, and this is gonna be extremely useful for more lords. Fantastic, he is mine. And the Asur Mage has been captured. Yeah, we've read that before, so yeah. And another one of these. Leadership +6, spared the knife faction-wide, or Fern Harvest will rebel. I think we'll take the leadership. I don't really care about Fern Harvest. She's level 9, or she's level 5 rather, not 9, and she doesn't have anything useful. Spare their lives. I don't think we've read this one, though. We have found a strange idol. Inscribed with the markings of Cain, it exhorts us to offer great sacrifice for untold power. Remember that no power, sir, has ever come without sacrifice. Spare their lives. This army marches on its own strength, not that of some god. There will be no sacrifice today. Risking Cain's wrath to spare your troops does have some benefits. Alright. Well, Malekith's reasonably pragmatic, so... reasonably may not be the right word for Malekith, but anyway, spare their lives. And what do we have here? Rod of Briars. Lamentation of Despair. I'm not a big fan of Lamentation of Despair, to be perfectly honest. I don't actually care about the loyalty on Morancy. But you know what? This will just give her more XP and closer to level 10, wherein we'll figure out whether we want to keep her or not. Do we just go for the Lamentation of Despairs? We're going to delete her in next turn anyway. And then she'll still have 4 remain. Just take the Lamentation, screw it. Slay her. There is no... Wait. I haven't read this either. A powerful sorceress who lives as a hermit in the Black Forests is the sister of one of your lords. She has been accused of sheltering traitors, and your minion pleads for her life. This reeks of concern, which makes your lord weak and fallible, yet makes him ripe for manipulation at a later time. Oh, they're so edgy. It's fantastic. There are no mitigating circumstances for treason, and there will be no mercy. No mercy, only misery. Execute the sorceress and confiscate all of her belongings. We'll take the Rod of Briars. I don't particularly care for Lamentation, but, you know, one of our sorceresses may be able to make use of it. Malice is ready. A loyalty crisis averted for Evelyn. Vashas has defected. Killian has defected, but we expected all that. That's fine. Got that Satchel of Potions, Rod of Briars. We didn't give them items for a reason. I mean, I guess we could have kept the tiny little army from you. But she's actually raiding these guys, isn't she? Wait. She's not in our territory, is she? I can't quite tell. I don't think so. Do we have a raiding debuff here? No. But we do have a lot of debuffs. Alrighty, well, this is going to be an interesting next few turns. First of all, Malekith. We need you to take out this faction. And... I wonder if we could kill Kazarak here. I'd really prefer him not to be... You know, here's the problem. If we kill him, what most likely will happen is he'll run this way, and then we won't be able to get around the Forest of Arnheim. I guess we could try to attack the forest and then chase after Kazarak. I'm not sure. We could also try to tell him to get the heck out of our territory as well. I wish I remembered what he gave us as a buff for defeating him, though. Well, I guess it's not super important right now. Go after the Forests of Arnheim. He's just going to annoy us, isn't he? Military actions against the Heralds of Ariel. Even though we do get bonuses from Morathi for aligning with the Beastmen, it's still iffy. It's just plain iffy. I just fear that he won't... If we can't catch him right now, he's going to be irritating. But I fear that we can't... Oh, you know what we could do? We do have enough Witch King's authority. Well, let me see this. Let me see this for 1 second. Witch King... We could do Crack the Whips, which will give us campaign movement range plus 25. Ah, damn, I should have activated it last turn. As well as the corruption reduction by 5%, which will help with the massive amounts of chaos corruption that we've inherited. Yeah, and I think we have to do this, don't we? Sacrifice, Crack the Whips. I'm glad I had that thought. Because there's probably not going to ever be another time where we get much use out of the anti-corruption, even if there will be other times where we get use out of the campaign movement range. Now... 54, wait, did that... Yeah, I think we had to activate it last turn for it to be useful, but oh well. And Morel, you didn't rebel? Huh. Okay, I thought you were going to rebel, but apparently not. Well, we can either kill you, or have you transfer your forces to Evil Lyn, and then allow you to rebel right after. Alright, let's do this. Master's gonna go here. Evil Lyn, you're going to take whatever units are kind of useful here. We have Dread Spears, Dark Shards, we can't delete them anyway. You're actually only at 2. Oh, damn, it actually dropped. Well, that's a shame. We could attack the lizards right now, which will get you your buff. But again, we can always summon another lord to do this. You know what? I think we'll take troops from you. Oh, you'll suffer attrition if you do. Only for a turn, though. What about if we use Morathi to reclaim Tyrant Peak instead? I didn't really want to waste a turn on her, but you know what? We also can't take the Reaper Bolt Throwers right now, so you know what? Fine, we'll do this. Tyrant Peak, Morathi. Hopefully I got this right. Colonize, and that'll max out the province, which means we can go demand highborn hostages, and we will immediately level up Tyrant Peak. You, Lothiel, are going to go down here. I'm going to check all the sorceresses between the episodes for what skills they have, as in whether we want to keep them or not. Evil Lyn, I want, let's say... Disciplined, okay, that's pretty decent. And Tactician is kind of meh. You're rank 10, but you don't have your martial name of power. Okay, fine. We'll need you to level up, actually. What about you? Vicious. Oh, you're terrible. Okay, we're gonna just use you as a tech thief. In fact, this may be a decent time to do it. You're gonna go here. This doesn't do anything to your loyalty. You now have 5 spaces, which means we can send you down to Evil Lyn to transfer all of these units, just to hold on to them for a bit. And then you're gonna go down here. Alright, and then we're preparing to attack the lizards. And yeah, we're gonna attack Ulthuan as well, but, you know... I'd love to attack Ulthuan with decent amounts of forces. You will now rebel, and Evil Lyn can kill you next turn because she can't move at the current time. And we may have to give her some more ancillaries in order to fix it, but otherwise looking okay. Okay, next up, Malekith. I would like you... Still 54. I don't know whether to risk it or not. You know what? Maybe we'll not risk it. If we get a good opportunity to kill Khazrak, we'll make use of it later on. Let's attack the Forest of Arnheim. And decisive victory, low casualties. You know what? I want to fight the quest battle, so we're going to auto-resolve this, and then probably end the turn and then fight the quest battle once Malekith is healed up. Occupy it, regular style. Alright, faction destroyed, Heralds of Ariel. Perfect. Oh, let's be honest, that battle wasn't really worth fighting. And Malekith, oh, you're actually going to be slightly hurt for the quest battle. Can we see the High Elves here? No. And we can't see them yet, so they won't suddenly declare war on us? Why can we see this? We can't talk to Avalorn, but we can see it. Odd, but, you know. We just gotta make sure not to go too close to them. Ooh, which means the Black Ark can't sail on down here. You know what I should have done? I should have recruited the Black Ark at Grey Rock Point. Well, you know what? We got one in 10 turns, 9 turns, so that's fine. Alright, Malekith, you've moved. Hellebron. You... oh, hello, Siggy. Well, well, well. Would you be willing to fight a Hellebron in, at sea, is my question. I mean, I guess he could go for Shagrath. Would he run? I'm a little bit concerned about having him run away from Valal plus Hellebron, but then what? We send Valal back up to Naggarar? Is that how we do it? I guess we could give her the Crows of Cain, and yeah, alright, fine, this is what we'll do. You're gonna go here. And you are going to transfer the Crows of Cain. Okay, I hope I do this right. Crows of Cain to Helebron for one of those Dark Shards. We'll keep the Bold Fiends from Malice. Then we will send you... I was about to say to Shagrat, but no. We're going to need to send you far enough away so that Black Ark support is still available, but also so that you can't be reached. Which means right here-ish, he can't reach you. In fact, yeah, definitely he can't because he's in March stance. Tech Thieves, you're going to march out here. Helebron, you're going to move towards Siggy in the hopes that he's actually willing to fight this. Hopefully he doesn't have a second army out here because that wouldn't be great for us. And, ooh... this is actually a fairly good force specifically to fight against Witch Elves and stuff like that, so it should be a fairly interesting fight. Next up... Morancy. I was going to have you kill Fern Harvest, who is now at 0, so she will rebel. I guess you're going to stay here for now, then. You, Admiral Yorn, you can now function alone, which means we either send you up north or we send you to the south. If we don't want to identify Ulthuan, that means we'll go north. Hopefully March stance won't get you killed somewhere out here. And we shall see. Now, I probably could have gone up this way rather than closer to Albion, but it's fine. For now, it's fine anyway. Morancy, just stay here. Try not to lose all of your loyalty, so that we can delete you. Shakara, you're attacking. I'll resolve that. Thank you, and enemy killed in battle. Lovely. Okie dokie, who else needs to move? Furion, you're going to be replaced by Malice. Replace... Ooh, and we'll see what Malice has. Replace with Malice Darkblade.
My ascension assured.
Yeah, your ascension assured, bud. Let's see. What do you have in terms of your skill? You have the Warp Sword, and... Oh, Malice only has the one item. That's unfortunate for him. He has all the Sarkhan abilities, which I guess we'll take a look at later on, but otherwise doesn't have anything really assigned other than hard to hit. You know what? We don't actually need to reset you. Fantastic. And he gets the upkeep reduction for Cav, because he loves Cav. Would actually be easier for him to recruit them, but they're going to be fairly far, so he's probably not going to, do so. Reaper of Souls, direct damage area, a strong versus a single unit, affects up to one entity. And we'll see how much damage that does, and then Bloodstorm Explosion does not affect friendly troops. You gotta love explosions that don't affect your friendly troops. And Ambush Success Chance, 20% for his army. Alright, then... we're going to have him kill Vashas, but we're also going to give him this level 25 Master, I guess on the Chariot, and he'll need a Sorceress. So, we have an aggressive Sorceress of Fire, we have a cruel Sorceress of Shadows. What would be working better with cavalry forces? Not fire. Fire wouldn't be great with a cav, but honestly, neither would Shadows, really. Shadows likes to have a nice line for Penumbral Pendulum. You know what, let's put the Shadow one in there for now, because we don't have another nearby one. Yes. But I do feel like we need a Sorceress of some kind in Malice's army. No. And we can't summon any more unless I'm mistaken. Well, I'm 99% sure we can, since we got a bunch of new ones. What we'll do instead... I guess the question is, does Malice need it right now? He needs to build an army up either way. Because, okay, first of all, kill Vashas. Auto-resolve. Gambler's Armor for free, swell. Enemy killed in battle, Gambler's Armor. Then you cannot reach Killian. I'm just thinking about stealing tech right now, like stealing a bunch of tech. Because what we could do is this. We could pop a Sacrifice of Hecate to get the Sorcerer's Success Chance plus 50% and steal a bunch of tech this way. Might be a decent time to do it, and it's going to last for 10 turns. Yeah, you know what? I think this is it's a good investment right now. Sacrifice to Hecate. Then, Girathon, we're going to have you... No, not you. Ava, we're going to have you steal tech from the Folly of Malepex. We're going to have Saret steal tech from Infernius. And at the same time, they can keep an eye on what's going on out there. Alright, success. And you'll both succeed because you're at 100%. Success, it won't do anything for us this turn, but it will next turn. And we're already at 190, swell. Girathon, I guess you're going to join Malice's army temporarily, but Malice will probably need a bunch of these guys because they have Scent of the Cold-Blooded here. He does like to have a retinue and a war party after all, even though I don't particularly like aggressive for these guys. We can always replace you later. Into Malice's army. And we'll have to recruit some stuff for Malice as well. Alright, Malice, so let's get you some basics for now, at least until we can transfer some stuff. I was gonna think it would be beneficial to transfer Admiral Valal's troops, but he's a little bit on the, a little bit far from here right now. Well, let's get you, I don't know, 1 Dread Spear and 2 Dark Shards. I really wish they weren't so insanely expensive, but that's, well, that's the nature of our troops. We're going to build the watchtowers here at the Bilious Cliffs. How's Throggy feeling about us? Not too bad. And he's willing to trade. Fantastic. 1153, and that's usually a lie. Yeah, it's 1901 per turn. And we're back up over 10k. Fantastic, Throg. If nothing else, that's a good reason to keep Throg around. Alrighty. You guys have moved. Jaden, you are waiting here to recruit, or waiting to ferry, essentially. The recruit's over. We got 2 turns until the executioners are here. It's good that we have the extra money, because we'll need it to fund the executioners, and I believe that's it. Movar? Oh, wait, yeah, there should be more sorceresses down here as well. Who are you? Disciplined Master. Oh, yes, we will keep you. Do we keep you in Marathi's army? I don't know, but we are going to keep you. There are more sorceresses here as well. You are going to steal tech from Hexoatl at 100%, and you're going to steal tech from Fallen Gates next turn, and I guess Bane here can stay. Alrighty, beautiful. I mean, it's pretty much inevitable that we'll be forced into a fight with the lizards, so I think we're probably just going to take the fight to them before they can fight us. Next up, Malekith. Yeah, you're still going to need a turn to heal. Man, I was going to hope to avoid the admin a little bit, but it looks like it's not possible. Grod, we're going to upgrade you once we pop the slave drive for relatively cheap. Titan Peaks. We'll fight a battle after this, I swear, guys, I swear. It's gonna happen. Iron Foothills, Harkaldra. I was going to build a conscription hall here. Although, considering the Black Arcs can all build these, do we need this in Naggarond? Might be better off just building a Temple of Cain here once Sagalis moves in to reduce the cost. You know what? We'll wait on that then. Just for capacities. Guild halls for you. Ironfrost Glacier, good. Twisted Glade, yeah, let's build those defenses for when the High Elves decide to attack us. Eternal Lagoon. Cliff of Beasts, I wanted those tusks. Hey, they give us research. Oh, tusk is actually valuable. And then you give us upkeep reduction. Not by much, mind you, but I think it's still worth it. You know what? In that light, we may want to pop the slave drive here as well. Ooh, down to 4.4k. Gotta be real careful with the rest of this. And since we're investing now, we may as well continue to invest. Build that. Tusks. Road of Skulls. Harganeth. Yeah, okay, we're going to hold off on upgrades there. And I'm sure there's probably 1 or 2 things we may want to upgrade. Like you, but otherwise we're gonna skip the rest and head into the battle, because it'll be either Siggy versus Hellebron, or it'll be Malekith doing the quest. But either way, we got a battle. Alright, Siggy. Oh, I probably could have leveled up Hellebron's army, but I'm sure she'll be fine. Oh, I'd love to see the duel between Siggy and Hellebron, in fact. And he's gonna ask the peace, but we're not gonna. Don't run from Hellebron, don't you dare. Siggy, don't do it. Don't do it. Decline. He's going to run, you little coward. You little coward. Alright, well, now I guess the question is... Alvor Mammoth Rider is here. Damn it, okay, well that's annoying, but we'll deal with it next time. Mirelle is going to defect, but that is... Ooh, loyalty critical for Evil Lyn. How'd that happen? She's at 0? She just lost... Why? What? How did she just lose 2? In a single end turn? We don't even have anything that reduces the loyalty. The heck? Okay, I don't know how that happened, but I guess we're gonna have to summon a Temp Lord in order to fix her defection impending. Lord defected, Morel. Okay, well we knew that one, and Fern Harvest defected as well, but that one we were waiting for. All right, that's fine. And we now have 214 research rate, but we also have time to do a quest. Malekith, you are going to exit this place. We need the public order from the quest, especially since, just to double check, Hellebron, you can't actually reach these guys, can you? No, close, but no. So you can sit outside it and, I guess ambush. Maybe. We'll see. Not that it matters. Malekith, which of the 2 quests will be easier? Oh, right, I remember this quest. So this is where you fight Tyrion, isn't it? Yeah, some scary stuff there. What about Supreme Spell Shield? Ah, alright, bounce power looks a little bit more in our favor. So, alright, I think we'll do this one, the second one, rather than destroy. We'll do destroyer afterwards. I think it would be better for us, and we really need the public order either way. So, Lizardman, Supreme Spell Shield, teleport, here we go. Ow, I should have given that a read, but we'll, you know what, I've done enough talking in this episode, so we'll give it a read after we fight it. Attack. The Witch King has come upon the mosquito swamps and sees that they are guarded by lizardmen, and the reptiles are an annoyance that must be fought if Malekith is to claim back his spell shield. He calls out to the Dark Elves Captain Stranius, has hidden to ambush him, telling them that they will now work for him or face his wrath. It is now the lizardmen that face an ambush. They were gonna kill... Okay, yeah, I should have given the quest a read, but we'll do it after.
Those that thought to slay me, know that I hold no grudge, for betrayal is part of our way. But now I expect you to die for me. The reptiles will seek to snare us, but we are the hunters. The trap is mine to spring. Ensure it is executed. Begin the attack. Return to me my spell shield. Ensure we are the hunters, not the prey.
Alrighty, here we go immediately. We are ambushed, as this is one of the only ones, as in the only quest battles where you get ambushed, aren't they? I don't remember very many of these, is what I'm getting at. But of course, despite this being an ambush, we can't actually escape here, or at least we don't have the escape box like we usually do. Anyway, here we go. That's a lot of lizards, a lot more than the pre-battle screen was advertising, so it's certainly something to be concerned about. Also, these lizards over here, they are all hidden. I couldn't actually see them here. The only things I could see when the battle began was these two feral basties, and I don't remember if I could see the Saurus Oldblood or not. Yeah, just the Saurus Oldblood and these two. So, heading directly towards them, and the rest of our army is going to deploy because you can see these guys, and I figured, hey, we make a wall here to defend against these, but no. Suddenly, there's a ton more out here, but fortunately Malekith did spot them for us, and he's going to start on them by getting that chill wind through the line of Saurus. That is a lot of Saurus, but the benefit for us here is that Saurus are fairly slow. And then Malekith's going to have Seraphon Duke his noxious black dragon breath on the enemy line and immediately go for that enemy lord. There we go. Ooh, you gotta love those attacks. Alrighty, and while Malekith takes care of the enemy Saurus Oldblood, who's already down to half HP, the rest of our army is essentially switching around in terms of its deployment in order to defend against, I mean, everybody from every single side. Our units of Raven Heralds are pretty good at killing single entity large units, so they're going to try to snipe this feral Basti while Malekith chases down the enemy lord, who's nearly done for down there. Otherwise, I tried to get one of the masters to help Malekith and hunt down the other Basti, but unfortunately it looks like the master was trapped by the Saurus. Though this Saurus does go down, the enemy lord is dead, and the Raven Heralds have pretty much destroyed this unit, or this one Bastiladon. We do have more where that came from. Another chill wind through the line of Saurus out of Malekith, but there's still a lot to contend with out here, and I don't know how long our Dread Spears will be able to hold, but we will have to leave our masters to fight them here, and hopefully the second Basti will also get shot up by our Raven Heralds, who are currently just trying to help the trapped master out. Otherwise, let's see what we have going on. Another massive line of enemies is being held back by our Dread Spears, who, as we can see, are already pretty badly damaged, but Malekith arrives and piercing bolts of burning come down to try to morale shock them, especially with morale being even more badly damaged by Malekith, hitting them in the back, plus the terror caused by him and Seraphon. Now, the lines are holding, though at least just barely, over on this flank. A very pretty map, though. Got some lovely shots on this one. Alrighty, and it looks like that Bastille has also been seen off by the Raven Heralds. Just gotta love those. And our master is finally free. And we're going to back away our master as well as all of our Dread Spears out of this blob of enemies and pop a Overcast Blade Wind right in the middle of them. Now, this thing should absolutely mince Saurus, and even though they're very, very strong units, their armor is still relatively low. And it's certainly not preventing them from being ripped in half by the Blade Wind, which seems to prefer to literally rip them all in half. Fantastic. Fantastic. And that single Blade Wind looks like it absolutely wrecked about 4 units. I think the 5th one was routing before the Blade Wind had actually arrived on the field, but still a very worthwhile cast there. Well done to Malekith for that one. Otherwise, the battle continues. The bounce of power is still roughly even, and we continue to try to hold the line in the center. Malekith is going after the second enemy lord. I believe this is 2 of 3 that we have to deal with, and we are starting to suffer a little bit on our flanks here, and frankly all of our front lines. As we can see, the Dread Spears are starting to go. There's still a lot of enemy range units on the field as well, and oh well, they've got more Feral Cold Ones and Kroxigors moving in, while we are getting pelted by Chameleon Skinks over on the side, who have nearly destroyed this poor unit of Dread Spears as well. And ooh, we're down to 2 Cold One Chariots who have also been kind of wrecked going after the Chameleon Skinks. I would have actually expected the Chariots to be able to do very decently against the Chameleon Skinks and run them down, but it looks like there's sufficient damage coming in from those blowguns in order to prevent that. Alrighty, and spells coming down. A Comet of Cassandora from the enemy, ripping apart both the enemy Skink cohort and our own unit of Dread Spears. This unit might be done for if any more units hit it. That said, that looks like that activated enough units to kill, or killed off just enough units to take us over the edge and activate Murderous Prowess. So it's time to hit the enemy back. Flamestorm right in the biggest concentration of the enemies, Murderous Prowess active, and all at the same time, our reinforcements have arrived. Witch Elves and Dark Riders, fast movers, which should certainly help them get into combat faster, though I don't know how much of the enemy will be left due to our Murderous Prowess being active. Alright, here we go, and I believe Malekith has hunted down the second enemy lord as well, so that's another morale shock to the enemy, and ooh, looks like that Flamestorm came very close to damaging our own units, but we did barely manage to avoid it. Another Black Dragon Breath from Malekith's Mount Seraphon, and then he's gonna drop down to fight some Kroxigors as well. Oh, the Kroxigors look fantastic with these graphics. Yeah, look at this big boy. Oh, you gotta love Kroxigors. Yeah, so when the lighting isn't like a really bright day on a snowy map, I think these graphics look incredible. I don't like it when it's with trees, and I don't like it when it's with, well, it's not that I dislike it so much as that it's not as good as it could be in the Wood Elf territories, but this is, I think, pretty perfect. And yes, I am still debating about the graphical changes and using reshade, but I think this battle shows up pretty well how well it's worth it. Also, this is a huge battle. Damn, I was not expecting it. Honestly, I felt like it looked easier than the High Elf battle, but I'm not sure that it turned out to be. I think a couple of our Dread Spears are going to be dead here. The one that got hit by the Comet of Cassandora, and then there was another one in the middle of the line. Kuran doing some damage to the enemy Skinks in the middle, but I do believe the battle should be just about ours. The bounce powers hit about 90% in our favor, and with our reinforcements arriving, 8 more units on the field surrounding and hitting the enemies with all of those Dark Riders and Witch Elves and everything fast to hunt the enemy down, not only dishing out damage but also preventing them from running away, which is always a nice thing to see. Alrighty, Malekith is hunting down the last of the Kroxis out here who are rampaging, though probably not much longer as they will run from Malekith. And he's just having a grand time. Man, I really enjoyed this fight. And the glorious spectacle of it in general, but all good things have to come to an end, as with that, the enemy will be done for. Oh, I really like the Witch Elves in this color scheme. They, it matches their hair color. Huh. Which faction is this? I guess it's just like a nameless. Oh, it's just the faction is called Witch. No, the faction is not called Witch Elves. These are Witch Elves. I don't remember the name of the faction, but what I do know is that I do like the color scheme. What about other units? I want to see another unit under this color scheme. What about you? Dark Riders. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not that I like it more than our own color scheme, per se. The purple is the classic Dark Elf color scheme after all, but it is pretty nice. There we go. A close victory. Our melee lines took absolutely horrendous losses against those giant piles of enemy Saurus, but at the end of the day, we did manage to pull it off. Even though I think a few of our units are dead, we should be able to recover them fairly quickly since we are very close to Morathi's territory and thus the ability to rebuild. Lovely. Plus, we got our Supreme Spell Shield and the reason that we did this quest right now rather than later, the plus 25 control and the casualty replenishment. Oh, alrighty. That was actually a pretty tough battle. I was not expecting as many lizards as we got there, which was, to be fair, quite a few. That said, we got a decent amount of treasury and about 1,000, a little more slaves than that, though it did cost us a couple of our units of dread spears. We're going to have to replace them with something. Enslave those. Oh, wait, we were going to put two artillery pieces in this army anyway. Well, game. Then I guess that works. Enslave those units, and that will complete the quest, which it's not so much that we care about the spell shield, but rather the public order plus 25. That's really going to be helpful here. And I guess to some degree the attrition reduction may also be helpful. Even if only for 2 turns. Passive ability, Supreme Spell Shield gives us self nothing. Enemy, power recharge reduction, a reserves per second reduction, and effect range 40 when enemies are spellcasters. Okay, swell. But more importantly, I guess it makes Doom Bolts a lot cheaper to cast, so Malekith can pop off those Doom Bolts as he likes to do. Now, I wanted to give this a read, so I'm going to give it a read right now. The Witch King has gained and lost countless arcane artifacts over his long centuries of turning. Maybe he should, put like a little tracky thingy on him. Yeah, there's magical tracky thingies in this universe. It works. It doesn't need. You don't need Wi-Fi. All right. Though Malekith rarely mourns these losses, all such trinkets are merely means to a greater end. He cannot abide another to possess them. Thus, he pays rare attention when he discovers that his long misplaced Supreme Spell Shield is now in the taloned hands of the Cold Ones. To the depths of the mosquito swamps, then, where a Slan Mage Priest will be made to part with Malekith's lost artifact. Huh. Okay, so the thing about the ambush from other Dark Elf forces was just, like, random. It didn't say anything about this here. Odd. I mean, like, I get that he talked about it in the start of the speech of this battle, but it's weird that they didn't mention it here, even though it was nice to have them help out a little bit. Anyway, lovely. Lovely. And we got 26k money to spend. Our money's still looking okay. Malekith can still move and will heal up more or less to full. I guess the question for him will be, do we move him down south? And I think we do, because as long as we're not yet fighting the High Elves, which we are not, though I fear that if we move down here, Malekith will identify them. And we may be able to knock out the lizards before we have to turn towards the elves. Just out of curiosity, though. Oh, wow, they do have a couple stacks there. 9 settlements, It really depends on what the lizards have, and I'd really rather not leave them here to, suddenly attack us. With Malekith and Morathi working together, they should fall fairly quickly. And we can move to Petrified Forest, where Malekith will gain those artillery pieces. Alright, just out of curiosity, will this be close enough to identify the High Elves here? No, it will not. Alright, fantastic. Which will mean we should have a few turns before we do. Then we knock out the lizards, maybe partially with Malekith and Morathi, and then Malekith will sail up north towards the Sword of Cain, while Morathi finishes up the lizards, or at least that's the plan. Anyway, with that, we are out of time, and I am going to call the episode here. Next time there will be less admin to do at the very least, and we'll have to knock out all of the rebellious little forces and figure out what other things we need to deal with. Hellebrand will move into ambush outside of Shagrath in the hopes of us being able to catch Halvor, Mammoth Strider, and we do still have 2 turns left of increased ambush, so we are at 100% as long as it doesn't get foiled, which will hopefully work out quite nicely for us. Tech Thieves will continue tech thieving, and we will continue doing many a thing, and hopefully we'll be able to find Sigvald. In fact, maybe we'll move you out here to the Fortress of the Damned, rather than up here to the Shard Bastion, which is what I was planning, in order to hopefully catch Sigvald instead. We will... Do we want to land here at Shagrath? I just land at Shagrath. Hopefully they will still be willing to go after the Black Ark. I like to bait them in. It would be really annoying if Siggy just does this back and forth and back and forth. But I guess he is Slaneshi, so, you know. Mindless repetitive actions and all that. Anyway, calling it here, more Malekith to come. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm. And by the way, I've been loving all the Naggarond Inc. comments. They've been just tops. Some of you guys should write the intros instead of me. But anyway, so do peruse those comments as well, guys, if you haven't been reading them, because there have been a few very amusing ones. Anyway, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.